Okay, we're here on at my parents' place again. My brother is going to harvest bonsais or whatnot. So I am coming along to see what he's going to do. Okay, let me show you some of these guys. We had a big fire here about a year ago. So some of the trees didn't make it, but it seems to have recovered quite well. And then we have all of these guys over here. So as I said, Bonsmara and Brahman cross, but as the years progressed and extras were added, yeah, that changed a bit. This old girl over here is Bella. Hello Bella. And she likes eating snakes and running around everywhere. What my brother is up to, because I see he's unpacking and he's got a ladder going over there. Okay, what's going on here?
Okay, now we are meticulously cutting up a bag that says professional potting soil,
Okay.
or potting mix.
And then over here we have...
How we are not professional, we are just trying again.
Okay, here we have root powder and then his whole kit of weird little scissors.
And the secret ingredient, which is sphagnum moss.
Okay, sphagnum moss.
Okay.
And then we have this thing over here. We have a ladder and a marula tree. If you've ever heard of marula trees, it's those things that, I don't know, little marulas grow on it, and when they turn yellow they fall off, and then everything in Africa eats this and then they become drunk, yeah, as it ferments. This is not a review, but this is my old timer. Oh, this is a horrible place to do this. Okay, this is my old timer that I got from Goondocks. It eventually arrived. Thank you very much. And we're going to be using this as part of our, I don't know, bonsai making tools. I'll do a carving video as soon as I get home. Okay, so we're using this straight blade on this thing, which is made for carving, so it should work perfectly. Okay, now there's two branches.
This one and that one.
Okay, and these two branches we are going to air layer, and then they will become bonsais. I'm not going to make a bonsai, I'm just going to plant mine and make a new marula tree. Okay, show me what you're doing.
So first of all, they said you should take the amount of bark you're taking off should be in relation with how thick the branches are. So if you take this branch is about this thick, I don't know how many inches, it's about 30 centimeters, then you can measure that
like a ruler.
Then you can measure it
3 centimeters maybe.
3 centimeters. Okay, so that's about the size that we're going to do the air layering. And then what we do is we just take off the bark, and you don't have to
On
worry.
which side will the roots start growing now?
On the top side.
Okay.
Because the tree will send out, the branch will send out messages that the branch is dying, and then the tree will send up some or other hormones. I'm not sure quite what is the name. You can Google it, I'm sure. And then it will start to sprout roots.
So you're pretty much ringing it now, like you want to kill it.
Yeah, but we're not going to kill it. We're going to make a nice home in a pot and eat little small marulas and make sweet beer out of it.
Okay, make marula beer from the bonsais.
Okay. There you can see. Yes, but this knife is awesome.
Yes, it is an awesome knife.
Point, we're just taking off the...
It helps if you have a wonderfully sharp carving knife to do this with.
And then...
Because you're taking off the outer layer completely.
Completely, and we're also... Yes, mother, there is. Yes, there is.
Okay, stop.
Taking off all the excess bark.
So
This is
everything on the outside.
everything on the outside. We need to get to the white part. That's called the candium, or I'm not sure what it's called, but we're trying to get to that part. It's not going to kill the branch, it's just going to tell it to make, because we're going to put the moss around it also. We're going to try to address the wound. There you can see we're getting to
the inside.
Okay, now we're just scratching the inner part so that we can remove all the candium. I'm not sure, but
Okay, so it's nice and clean now.
now it's nice and clean.
Okay, I'll bring you back when you start packing things on there.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a bag of cable ties hanging over there. Over here we have, what's this called?
Sphagnum moss wet. We just added
Oh,
some
is
water,
this the...
and this is the rooting hormone. So
Okay,
what we do is we take the rooting hormone. What I did for myself is I just
Ow, okay, he's throwing rooting hormone in my eyes and on the tree. Sorry, I'm standing underneath the ladder.
I'm rubbing it in there.
Okay, rubbing
as you can see,
hormone in there.
The, the top side, and then yeah, more the merrier. There we go.
Okay, so at the, you see it's only at the top, not at the bottom,
because it's going to start to root.
Okay, what's going to start rooting in my lungs now because of this?
Okay.
Rooting hormone, delicious.
Okay.
Okay, and then here we have the bag of wet moss that he added some water.
Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to first take our
piece of plastic
and a tie strap. Some people use wire, but I think it's just a little bit overkill.
Okay, so a cable tie and
cable tie will work just as well. Okay, on this side, I'm going to wrap my plastic around like this, just to make a little
pocket
where the moss can sit in. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to use one cable tie. Doesn't need to be that tight, because you still need the water to be able to
drain out.
Yeah.
Because remember in the last video we had one that died because the water couldn't get out. So I suppose we'll be stabbing holes into it later also.
Just make sure the cable tie. Oh man. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're just adding in some moss.
Okay, so the moss gets packed around the wound and then it gets wrapped in the plastic. Okay, this is a very fidgety, nasty looking job that's going on here.
Don't need that much.
Just enough to cover the wound.
Don't think it's enough, but let's try. I've got really good success with this method. And then another tie strap.
Okay. Now it's cable tied.
Just for good measure, you can press it so it's compact all around the wound. And remember, the roots are going to start at the top, so it doesn't really need to be that tight. It just makes everything a little bit easier. There we go. And then here's the...
So we're taking the Old Timer with the straight blade and he's stabbing it.
Okay, that one's done.
We see the first one, and then at the top he's starting with the second one, because like I said, I just want like a, I don't know what you call that, a tree, so I just want one also. I don't know if I've shown this to you previously. This is an olden day till, I think they call it, or a rake, I cannot remember. that you would hook behind a tractor or something, and then somebody would sit on there and then it would just rake the ground. It looks quite menacing with these spikes everywhere over here. And then, as my father told me, you can see some of them are shorter. When they would break off, they would just reforge it to make it sharp again, and then some of them would become shorter than the rest, or thinner at least. Okay, the water tank, because everything works with boreholes. And then, if you can see in there, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's the old dam. Okay, it's full to the top. Making the second one, and hopefully that one will also grow, because if we only get one, then I have to take out one of the small ones and plant it like a normal tree. But this is way more fun doing it this way.
Okay, good friends, there you can see we are done with our air layering.
So both of them.
Now we're going to leave it from today until about the 13th of March.
So that's a month.
Yes. And then hopefully we can show you what it looks like afterwards. Happy? Have a good one.
World. Okay, now we're at a Van Wyck's hout. Let me just show you. It's a very rough bark little tree, but it's like almost what do you call it, like cork or something. Okay, so he's going to take this little piece over here, which is more the normal size that you would use, because he was a bit ambitious sometimes with the fat ones. Okay, now
there's a date, but it will look nice when it's a bonsai. So I'm gonna, for now, yes, I'm gonna cut it off. For now, well, I'm gonna try to. It was a dead piece, but usually there's more, what do you call it, traffic of the hormones where there was a branch. So I'm gonna try to do this. The previous one I did died almost instantly, so let's hope this one works better. And I'm gonna use lace moss this time around. And then after this I'm gonna flick out the old timer again. Who's the guy that sent you this knife?
the Goondocks.
What an awesome person.
He is.
Okay, then does he know I'm your brother?
I suppose now we will.
Thank you. Maybe I'll get something in the mail soon. Well, not soon in South Africa. It's gonna take like 4 months. You can actually do it like this also. Apparently there's a way that you can leave a piece of bark there and then do a air layering also when it's like a very hard wood or something, and then your chances are better of it sprouting roots over there. But if this part is too thick, then it won't sprout roots because it's still getting everything.
Okay.
This one?
Yeah, he's going overboard with this one. I cannot focus, but anyway,
because the first one didn't work. So
let's see, can I?
To get this one to work.
I don't know, I cannot focus on this thing, but if you can see here, it's covered in white stuff. Sorry. Okay, it's covered in white stuff. That's the growth hormone. And you can see this middle piece is like bare. I cannot focus. Anyway, but you get the gist of this. Now it gets covered with moss, wrapped in plastic, cable tied and stabbed. Okay, so there's the thing. Now we're stabbing it gently, just to get some of the water out. And then in a month we come back, we saw off the thing over here, and then that side should have roots and can become the next beautiful bonsai. Or if you want to just maybe plant the thing. Man in the tree, in his natural habitat, air layering away. Okay, so he's going to be doing this for the rest of the day, putting pieces of plastic in trees, but I'll come back to you and show you the little bonsai he gave me. Bonsai my brother gave me. Look at this poor knife, full of dirt and things, but it's working like a boss. Okay, explain to us.
Okay, this is a privet. It's about 1 year old, and then this was growing up for like the beginning of 2020. No, 2020, half of 2020, but it was a quite big tree. It was a year old before I planted it in this pot. Obviously the pot had to get bigger holes for drainage, so I drilled new holes, and there you can see the roots starting to get through. So the plant is quite happy in this pot. We can replant it, or we can keep it as it is. Okay, this moss was growing behind my house, so I just put it on there.
But as soon as it gets wet, it should grow again, eh?
It should grow again, yeah. So this bonsai we're trying to shape a bit. So for now, I'm just going to take off some of the leaves here because we want to see the bark. And if you cut it, it'll make nice marks in the trunk. So it just adds more character to it. Just make sure that you get out every bit there. There's a piece of moss stuck there. And then you can plan your tree, where you want to go to with
You said something earlier about wires and making it look like you're, I don't know, stirring something.
Okay, so what I've learned is how to make a nice bonsai. If you're trying to shape it, it should be in a circular motion. So it should grow
like a swirl.
Like a swirl. So if you have a long trunk on a plant and you want to make a bonsai, you can use the top of it, and as you turn it, so for instance we'll use wires now in a little while, and we'll just train the
limbs.
Yeah, we'll just train them in a circular, the branches in a circular motion, and this one can maybe stand up like this, and then this one can go down like this, and then you can choose what side should be your front side of the tree. So yeah, let's check back after I'm done wiring it.
Okay, and there it is after it's been trained. There's wires all around it, and it's supposedly in a swirling pattern. Okay, my kid's crying, so I suppose we'll have to go back to the grandparents. And then there it is, our trained bonsai. So now we're just, I don't know, waiting, because these things, yeah, it seems like a hobby forever.